Because if it was all love and light, we would not be going down this road to global fascism and the powers that be wanting to eliminate 2/3 of the world's population. That is not love and light. Okay? Okay? It is not. We are completely going backwards here. And if that isn't evident to everyone, I don't know what is. The law of consistency is that every truth is spoken. Everyone is forgiven. There is no monetary system. There is an absolute free healthcare system, but it has nothing to do with pharmaceuticals. It has to do with color, light, and sound, which is what we are, even in our physicality. Color, light, and sound. It has to do the advancement of the soul. We have a damaged DNA structure, so when we reincarnate, we do not always remember things. There are people who do great jobs doing past life regression, and people can pull some of those pieces. But to have cognizant memory when you come back into physicality is something we don't have presently. They have that because they don't have a damaged DNA structure. Can our DNA structures be repaired? According to them, absolutely yes. But we need to make some changes. We need to create the space for us to be free enough to explore those possibilities. We cannot do that with the power structure that's in existence today. So we need to create another domain of knowing. And that begins with yourself. The love that you withhold is the pain that you carry lifetime after lifetime. And it all begins with us, each one of us individually. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if we work, start thinking, start talking about a mentoring relationship, what that looks like, how would we want to put it together, how would even go so far as to say, okay, here's where we want to do this. Here's how we want to do it.
How do we get there? How do we empower ourselves? That's what I guess I want to ask.
Okay, let's deal with the first thing you said. I want you to do me a favor, just for a moment. I want you to get down on your knees. No, let him, give him the mic. Just get down on your knees.
Okay.
Okay, I want you to get down on your knees. Yeah, just like that. Look at me. I want you to look at me. Do you
Not
want
what
to?
I was expecting, but
Do you want to live the rest of your life like that?
No, not particularly. No.
Okay, then stand up. Then stand up. Dude, your eternal soul. All I can do is take this away from you, and you still live. Okay? It's not who we are, it's what we are. As far as forming an organization, it needs to be grassroots because everything else that becomes a foundation or a corporation, they take over. If it's a grassroots, and everybody in this audience and every citizen around the world, if we start watching each other's back, there isn't jack that they can do to us. There just isn't. Well, it's essential that we put blame to the side for the moment. There's plenty of that, and there will be plenty of that. What we need is the knowledge. We need to know how these structures work so that we can create something different, something in total opposition to it. Because I can't imagine everybody's happy with the way things are. Okay? And this isn't just about the United States. This is about the global population. I don't have an answer for that.
Okay.
I mean, what is greed? That they'll never have enough? It's basically grounded in fear, I would think. Fear of loss, fear of abstinence, fear of not having enough, fear of loss. To me, that's what greed is. It's just a fear. Can it become an addiction? Apparently it has. So when we talk about mentoring, the mentoring is to get us from where we are here to self-empowerment. That's what I'm talking about. Once we have achieved self-empowerment, and it won't take long, folks. It really won't take long. We will know exactly what to do because we are spiritual beings. We are eternal. There is no age to us. And that's not a metaphysical blind. That is a reality. So the mentoring is to help us move out of our addiction to physicality into full power as spiritual beings. And it isn't full of dogma. It isn't any of that. It's all about introspection, voluntary introspection. That's every child, whether they understand the knowledge or not, is given the latest and greatest technology or knowledge, information, data as it arrives. It starts at the youngest level. It doesn't start at the top and stay there, and then they decide, well, we'll wait till they're 25 to tell them about it. That is not the same soul. We need the children to evolve to advanced maturity a lot faster than they are. Yes, they're growing up pretty fast, but not to advanced maturity. Just talking with your friends, people of like mind, okay, just creating that vortex of knowledge, of harmonic, of frequency. And as you begin to talk more and more about it, your group grows. We are extremely unique. And it's because of that uniqueness we have enormous strength. We have enormous capacity for emotions. We have enormous intent and drive to not only to survive, but to create. What we lack is faith in ourselves. At the end of World War II, let me put it another way. The Nazis didn't lose the war. Okay? Germany lost the war, but the Nazis were brought here and to Russia. The reality is, ladies and gentlemen, what kind of country do you want to live in? What kind of world do you want to live in? Clearly, what we're doing now doesn't work. It has run its course. We have a government that has a lot of problems. We have corruption within it, not all of it, but we clearly have corruption within it. They have sold out and have been totally compromised. They themselves don't know what to do. And their only solution is to turn the power of the military and the power of the pharmaceutical company against the American people. That's their solution. That is not okay. That's not okay. We have formed perceptions of reality that are not based in reality. They're only based on perception. Now, in accepting that perception as reality, what we do is we reinforce that illusion. And that's what we have done on Earth, is we have reinforced the illusion about who we are. About our strengths, about our power, about how we're supposed to live on the earth, about being stuck on the earth, about how we are supposed to raise our children. We have bought into these perceptions. was understanding that you are not just a physicality. That's the first thing to grasp. You are not a physicality. And just like some of the speakers said yesterday, I believe it was Mr. Green who talked about, there is a soul and it's 22 grams. I think they've measured that in body weight. That is really who you are. And connecting to who that person really is, what that essence is all about, you begin to realize, oh my God, I am not at all who I thought I was. And I'm purposely being vague because I don't necessarily want to tell you who I am, other than to say that who I am here on earth in this lifetime and the mistakes that I have made, on some level I knew better not to make those mistakes. Okay? But we do. We experiment. We create. Truth. People know bullshit. Eventually it all comes to the surface. It has to. Because all of you are just like me. You all know better. You know what's real. It's just a question of detaching ourselves from our addiction to physicality. And that's what it is now. It's become an addiction because the focus is on the physicality. We're not objective anymore. As a soul, when you have an out-of-body experience and you detach from your physical form, you are completely objective. You have a 360-degree peripheral view. Okay? And that's because you're objective. You're not addicted. You're not stuck in the body or addicted to the body. I have an affinity for very simple common sense spirituality, which has always led me to the Native Americans. So what I will do is we'll close this with a Native American prayer. And it just happens to be the same prayer that's on the front page here that I have with me, and it's usually always the prayer that I go to. I change the words and make them my own after all these years, but for the purposes of this, it says exactly what I want to say. Great Spirit, whose voice I hear in the winds, and whose breath gives life to all in the world. Hear me. I am small and I am weak, and I need your strength and your wisdom. Let me walk in beauty, and let my eyes ever behold the red and purple sunsets that you have created with me. Make my hands respect the things that you have made, and my ears sharp to hear your words and your voice. Let me learn the lessons that you have hidden under every rock and leaf. I seek strength not to be greater than my brother, but to fight my greatest enemy, myself. Make me always ready to come to you with clean hands and straight eyes, so that when my life fades as the fading sunset, my spirit can come to you without shame. Amen.